For those of you who've been following the channel, you'll know that I'm a huge Borderlands fan and I've played each game multiple times, but today we're focusing on Borderlands 3. It's the fourth installment into the Borderlands franchise and was released in 2019. Within 5 days of its release, Borderlands 3 sold over 5 million copies, which made it 2K's fastest selling game of all time. But, is it that good? So in today's video, I'm going to give you my thoughts on Borderlands 3 and let you know if it's worth playing. As always, if you liked the video, remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future content. Borderlands 3 is just as colourful and imaginative as ever, and just like its predecessor, Borderlands 3 starts on Pandora. However, this time you can explore other beautifully detailed planets as well. From the vibrant and uninhabited planet of Athenas to the urbanised war zone of Promethea, everything looked incredible and stood out in a way like never before. Borderlands 3 also has more named locations than ever, and the areas seemed much larger than normal. Because of this, it's vital to use one of the 3 unique vehicles to travel. All the vehicles were fun to drive and were useful in different situations, although something I feel Borderlands 3 still hasn't got right is the vehicle combat. It's something I've never found that interesting and only engaged in it when absolutely necessary. Every single location in Borderlands 3 is filled with opportunities to find legendary gear to add to your vast arsenal, and I felt legendary items were dropped and found much more frequently compared to normal, which led to me discovering way more unique items than I did in any other Borderlands game. It was actually crazy how many chests there were to loot, and the sheer volume of different weapons was insane, and I feel Borderlands 3 had way more diversity of guns than we've seen before. I was constantly switching and testing out new weapons to slaughter enemies with. I obviously had my favourites that I used more than others, but there's a wide range to pick from. This was probably Borderlands 3's greatest triumph, and there's so many great guns that legitimately had different abilities and effects, and they all looked, felt and sounded incredible. As well as this, gunplay mechanics were excellent, which made for an even more enjoyable experience during combat. Borderlands 3's story takes place 7 years after the events of Borderlands 2. There's 4 new playable characters to choose from, and each one comes with their own voice, personality and unique skill tree. After choosing your new Vault Hunter, you join a group called the Crimson Raiders. Your task? To investigate the Children of the Vault and its leaders, the Calypso twins. The Crimson Raiders believe the Children of the Vault are in possession of a long lost vault map, and they are on a mission to take it. After reclaiming the vault map, you travel throughout the galaxy to stop the Calypso twins from stealing from any of the other vaults. The story is strong enough to keep me gripped throughout my entire playthrough, and in classic Borderlands style, the game is full of ludicrous and entertaining characters. Something I really enjoyed as a hardcore Borderlands fan was seeing so many returning faces from previous games. They could be found anywhere in and outside of the main story. I felt side missions were much more enjoyable than usual because there were much less fetch and return quests. In previous games you'll notice you'd be given a quest and after completing it you'd have to return to the same spot you got your mission from to get your reward, but there's much less of that now. Missions were enjoyable and in typical Borderlands style were unique and rewarded you with loot and XP to level up your character. Borderlands 3 introduced a Guardian rank, which I think was a major improvement for the series. The Guardian rank is a levelling system that gives permanent gameplay bonuses as a reward for playing the game, and they aren't restricted to one character. All bonuses you acquire for your Guardian rank will affect all the characters you choose to use, so realistically, the more times you play through Borderlands 3, the stronger your character will be because your Guardian rank will increase. I feel this improves the replay value of the game even more. Your adventure doesn't end after your first playthrough. As always, the real challenge for Borderlands begins after you've completed the game and unlocked true Vault Hunter mode. This allows you to replay the game against tougher bosses who drop even more powerful and unique loot. Along the way, your character will level up even higher and enemies get much stronger. I've always loved true Vault Hunter mode because it turns a 30-hour game into a 60-hour epic experience. and there's 4 characters to do this with, which is a lot of hours. Borderlands 3 not only has returning allies, you'll also come across a fair few familiar enemy types, as well as several new ones. There's a diverse, creative and challenging range of enemies to face off against, which kept combat entertaining. Borderlands is known for its unique and exciting boss fights, and Borderlands 3 doesn't disappoint, and you also get rewarded with a generous amount of loot after defeating each one. Every boss fight felt different, and they all had dangerous abilities which made fights interesting and more tactical. I feel Borderlands 3 done a really strong job, and I was really impressed with some of the boss designs that they managed to come up with.
Yes! Feel my power run through you!
Borderlands 3 is one of the best shoot and loot games out there, and exceeded my expectations with a great story and a hilarious and diverse cast of characters. There's a massive amount of fun to have with Borderlands 3, whether you're playing with friends or going solo. The vast and diverse amount of weapons at your disposal is so detailed it'd be hard for any other game to match. There's countless replayable hours of fun to have with Borderlands 3, which make this game a must play. For more videos like this, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future content.